The late adopter. Hello everybody, good morning, I hope you slept well. Unfortunately, Bitcoin figured out it won't dump while we're sleeping, at least if you're in Europe. So right now it's having some kind of recovery towards the upside. We're gonna look at it. We're gonna actually look at the 1 minute chart. I'm gonna show you a nice pump that happened on 1 minute chart that shows bullishness right now that we might actually recover towards the upside. Now we're gonna start with this chart over here and see that we got some kind of support down here at the bottom because, you know, touch some kind of trend line giving us some kind of nice support. This is a regular chart. If you look at a logarithmic chart, you'll see that we actually broke this line previously. But there are reasons why I am going more away from the logarithmic chart into the regular chart and using that more often as my, you know, standard chart. I won't go in too much into that, but you know, if you look at the regular chart, you'll see that we are hitting some kind of support right over here right now. Also, we have this very nice daily bottom down here that we are almost hitting on the dollar down here. So we are definitely hitting some kind of support on some kind of chart, and that might be a little bit more bullish. Now, if you remember, I have been calling some kind of bottom down here, some kind of accumulation zone, and I was saying that this is gonna pump towards the upside. And even with this move towards the downside, I said this is some kind of a spring that might, you know, correct towards the upside. But this spring went pretty far on the downside, so you know, the question is this a spring or not? I'm still giving it a couple of more days until the weekly close to see if I'm correct or not on this move towards the upside. I have been, you know, assuming this is accumulation, so that it's just gonna pop towards the upside. Unfortunately, we dumped towards the downside, so the only thing that I have left to go on is this being a spring where we actually recover. Whether that's gonna be a spring or not, it depends. So you know, but yeah, I'm still giving a couple of more days to see how this actually plays out and where we actually end. Now that said, we have some kind of bottom down here and all is nice and dandy, and the first sign of recovery comes on the 1 minute chart. Guys, look at this green candle up here. Do you know how big this candle is? This is 1 minute chart, so every single one of these candles is 1 minute. But look at this candle, guys, look at this candle. That's a 2.43% pump towards the upside, guys. 2.43% pump towards the upside in one candle, 1 minute candle, 243. So you know, this would have been bad if this, you know, pump towards the upside and then just start dropping all the way back down to zero. That would be, you know, some kind of fat fingers buying, you know, and you know, candle just going straight back down again. But it did not go straight back down again. You can see here it went this. Now the sell-off is nice and everything. This might have been some kind of, you know, some kind of falling wedge where, you know, went towards the upside. Right now it might continue going towards the upside here, but we did not go all the way back to where we started, and that's a very good thing. So we went a little bit down because, you know, 2.44% in a 1 minute chart, you know, somebody's gonna, you know, try to sell that. But you know, I found some kind of bottom, and you know, right now going towards the upside, which is very nice. You can see here on this chart up here that we were in some kind of you know, some kind of trend line up here. We broke the trend line, and exactly on the breakout we did 2.44% move. So it's a small time frame, but it does show bullishness towards the upside, and it does look nice. So this is the first sign of the bullishness, and I think this might be, you know, the first signs of recovery towards the upside. So you know, we're gonna see how that actually plays out. This is the daily chart again. I'm gonna draw some very nice lines on this chart up here. Very nice. We're gonna use a regular chart up here, and what you're gonna see here is that we have a very nice trend line going over here. So this was the first dump line up here that we broke over here. So this was the first, you know, trend on downside. We broke the trend, and right now we're still following the trend, but we are using it as a support. This was resistance previously, but right now it is acting as a support. So even this line down here is showing that we are at some kind of support down here, and that we just might start bouncing. So the question is, how far up can we bounce? Now there are, you know, there is two ways to draw the next line up here. You can draw something like this up here, you can draw it something like this, you know, but it's in the ballpark area, you know, everything all of these lines are in the ballpark area depending on how you draw them, give or take. So you can see here it is around something like 49,000 give or take, depends on how we're going. So when we start going up here, I would be looking at this area up here, not you know, it doesn't matter which line of these you use. It's this area up here between 48 and 49,000 give or take. That's going to be a resistance level, depends on when we get to this line, of course. when we get to this line, but that's gonna be an important resistance level that we have to break. If we can manage to break this line, we're gonna break a very important trend towards the upside. So anything around above 40, I would say anything above right now, yeah, 48, 49,000. If we can get back above these levels as well towards the upside up here, that's like best case scenario. But right now we are only looking on this line. There is also important level of support down here around 46,000. So if you go up, start getting rejected right over here, that shows a big weakness. But I would assume we go all the way up here towards 48, 49 to retest that, if we can manage to bounce out from this level. If this just goes, you know, goes a little bit up here and starts, you know, going towards downside again, it will look bad. It will look bad. But I think this is an important level, you know, to notice right now on the daily chart. So are we gonna get the, you know, the spring effect up here that I'm talking about or not? We're gonna see that. There is one more thing I'm gonna show you on the daily chart before I'm going to the weekly chart and end with that. First thing is the MACD up here. You'll see that the MACD, the momentum is going towards the upside. So, you know, these moves, even this move towards the upside a little bit, but these lower moves are, you know, getting smaller. That means the momentum is losing pace. So every time we did these, you know, lower lows towards downside, the momentum has been decreasing. So this is some kind of divergence, and it looks like, you know, we just might, you know, pop towards the upside on that one. Let me just clean up a little bit up here. I'm going to show you also the RSI, that we are at some kind of very low levels on the RSI, and you can see here that right now we are sitting at some kind of 30 levels down here on this RSI indicator. It was a little bit down here at 29 or something like that when we were down at the week at the bottom down here at 41,000, but right now it's recovering. But what you're going to notice here on this chart is that these levels are very rare levels. They do not happen that often, and every time they happen we have some kind of, you know, rebound or, you know, some kind of sideways motion. So we are definitely some kind of bottom. Can we push the more towards downside? We can, but, you know, oftentimes you have some kind of bounce to some kind of 50 levels, just like over here, some kind of 50 levels you have a bounce. You know, in downtrend you do these kind of things, in uptrend you do these kind of things towards the upside, right? So right now, you know, we are looking some kind of bounce towards the upside as well. So even the RSI is telling us, hey man, maybe we are at some kind of bottom. And the last line I'm going to show you is on the weekly chart, and we still got 2 days left, but, you know, the best case scenario is not crossing below this level down here at 43,000, because if we cross below that, we got, you know, some kind of downtrend going on, right? But as long as we do not create a lower low, if we can pull this back up a little bit, you know, and create some kind of higher low up here, so technically we are still in option. That would be very bullish for the price. I would not like it to actually break on the downside. Unfortunately, we are below this yellow line. This is the 50 moving average, a very important moving average that was on the weekly time frame, and I don't have that much faith that we are gonna get, you know, 14% towards the upside and get above the line, above the 50 moving average. It's gonna have to do some really big moves the next 2 days to get above the, you know, 15% in 2 days. But, you know, if it does that, it's gonna be very bullish. Unfortunately, I don't see that happening, but maybe in a couple of weeks, you know, maybe a couple of weeks time it will, you know, maybe recover towards the upside up here. Maybe that, you know, we'll see that, but right now it does look a little bit bad. You know, it will be terrible if you close below the line down here. But, you know, best case scenario, we close above the line, create some kind of a higher high and continue towards the upside maybe. So you're gonna see how this plays out on the weekly time frame. Not very optimistic right now, but on the small time frame, some kind of, you know, some kind of move towards the upside is expected. Let me just move a little bit back. I went too far. Maybe like this. There we go. Yeah, there was also this thing I want to show you on the daily time frame. That's some kind of falling wedge. Maybe it's some kind of falling wedge, right? It's some kind of hopium falling wedge. So if we are in some kind of falling wedge, maybe just maybe we're gonna, you know, go towards up here, you know, break this level up here, you know, start going up above this level, the next level up here, and then, you know, continue towards the upside. Maybe there is also hopium on a lot of stuff, you know. Maybe it's some kind of falling wedge, maybe it's not, who knows. The important thing to notice is that, you know, we are at some kind of low levels. The 1 minute chart is looking good. It is pumping us towards the upside, and I think, you know, right now that we have, you know, pushed it as far down as we can, and I think we need some kind of recovery right now, because you know, you cannot just go down. You have to have some kind of recovery every now and then. So I think you know, the time for recovery is come. If it doesn't come, you know, who knows, man, who knows. Anyways, thanks for watching the video. Hit the like button if you liked the video, subscribe to the channel if you want to see tomorrow's update. See you around, guys. Bye bye.
That was genius.
Thank you. Thank you.
Great job.
You guys did it. No, it's you.